Hi, I'm Levi.
I'm Adam.
Logan.
Dalton.
And I'm Jeremy. And we're going to talk about PDA at school. Just cut it out.
What are your opinions towards PDA?
Stupid.
Mrs. Perry, have you ever given a punishment for seeing PDA in our school hallways?
No, I have not.
How do you personally feel about PDA?
It's pretty gross. I mean, depending upon the amount of fluids that are involved. I don't like to walk down to the Hall of Love there by the basketball thing and see the making out. That's nasty, and I don't want to hear it. That's horrible. And sometimes, but I understand the drives that make you do that thing. I completely understand that. Now as an adult, I see how disgusting that is. It's just gross.
Yes.
Plus, you're little humans. You shouldn't be groping each other all the time. Just don't touch, and don't do it here. Do it in your private time because it's ewy. Some of it.
How do you think this affects the learning process?
Oh, I think it teaches other kids what things are that are gross. And I think that... Oh, here's what it does. Not the PDA itself, but if a smart girl with a really smart girl is dating the loser guy, one of two things happen. Either the loser guy starts getting more grades, thus sucking the smart girl's power from her, okay, but she might maintain her grades, or the loser guy improves and the girl's grades go down. And this works vice versa with the boy as well. So it's not just the PDA. And the learning aspect, it kind of makes it fun to talk about in class, but other than that...
Do you think we should buckle down on PDA?
Yeah. Yeah, don't be groping each other. There should be no butt grabs. There should be no tongues. No tongues. None. Ew.
How many times do you see it? Do you see it during one school day?
Well, I actually don't ever see the making out unless I go to the make-out hallway, which I don't ever go there. So I know it's happening, but it usually happens after I've passed by.
What are your true opinions towards this topic?
Well, I think I've been pretty honest. I'm not going to say I wasn't guilty in high school of the grossness, but I was mentally unstable, clearly.
If you were the principal or superintendent of this school, what would you do about it?
I would probably be too busy doing other things than to care about that.
Alrighty. How do you feel about PDA and why?
I don't really mind it as long as it's not overwhelming.
Alrighty. And why is that?
Because it sucks.
Probably because it just makes me uncomfortable.
Alrighty. Have you ever given a punishment for PDA?
An official punishment, like a written detention, Saturday school?
Yeah, something like that.
No, I have not.
How do you feel about PDA?
Well, I feel there's a time and a place for everything, and the hallways of the high school are not exactly the appropriate time and place for young lovers to be showing their affection for one another.
How do you think this affects the learning process?
I think that it distracts from the learning process. When they leave the hallways and come into the classroom, they're still thinking about those lingering feelings, those little touches, if you will. So it just throws off the learning process.
Do you think we should buckle down on PDA?
The excessive PDA. I mean, it's understandable. You're going to have hand holding, you're going to have hugging, but the groping, the making out. I mean, you don't want to see your teachers making out with their significant others in the hallway. We don't want to see you guys making out with your significant others.
How often do you see it per day?
Well, as of late, almost every day, right outside my door, there's a couple very affectionate freshman girls with their, those freshmen, with those upper class boyfriends. A little
too much.
A little huggy kissy, little touchy feely.
If you were the principal or superintendent, what would you do?
If I was the principal or superintendent, what would I do? That's a tough one. You're fighting human nature. I mean, this is your teenage hormonal years. I don't know. I think I'd establish that this is not acceptable, and if you are caught doing it, you will be given a formal punishment, not just the teacher saying, "Hey, knock it off." And I'd also probably contact the parents. I'm sure if the parents knew what was going on, they would be frowning upon if they saw what we saw.
Thank you.
That's why I'm not the superintendent or the principal.
Shouldn't be allowed to do PDA in school, on school grounds anyway, because it takes away from the learning process and causes distractions. This horrid conduct brings interruption to the school environment, and it makes single people feel left out also. There's a time and place for this, and school is definitely not one of those places. So kids need to stay away from this. Quit sucking each other's mouths.
Levi, what is your point on PDA?
My point is it goes against some religions because values that. What is your point?
My point is that it can spread diseases, because making out can spread diseases, and some guys get around them.
So in conclusion, this is why PDA is so horrible. It is a horrible thing in school.
This is
Logan May, aka Log Dog.
Dalton Wolf
Adam Bick.
Levi Reed.
and Jeremy Clark signing off. See you next time, folks.